Hey everybody, this is Dr. LaDre Weathersby, your Better Life Coach, coming to you today, September the 26th, for the blurb for the week of September the 25th. Today's blurb, I want to take you back to a moment in time with one of my wealth coaches, like really recent. If you let the banking industry and the financial services industry talk to you about what an asset is versus a liability, they will always point it in their favor. I tell people all the time, you always want to make sure that you understand the context and the bias behind everything. So, of course, if you listen to somebody who makes money from you not understanding the truth about assets and liabilities, then, of course, they're going to tell you what benefits them versus what benefits you. Well, I'm coming to debunk that foolishness today as a reminder from one of my wealth mentors. So today's topic is asset or liability. Which one are you? Now, most of the time, we only think of assets and liabilities in terms of financial instruments or in the financial sense. But I'm going to come back at the end and talk about something a little different with that too. So, most people say the average middle class definition is asset is something that you own. But the wealthy believe that assets are things that provide income for you, and liabilities are those that take your income. So watch this. I've been self-employed for 6 years, and in my previous home, I made sure that I used my home to produce income. I rented rooms in my home. That made my home an asset because it made me money versus it being a liability in just owning it. Well, some people say, well, hey, what if I've got the title in my hand? Well, great, have the title all day long, but it's still going to cost you money to stay there. You've got to pay taxes. You've got to pay utilities, even if you don't have a mortgage anymore. So you've got to find a way to take whatever you have and make it an asset so that it produces income for you. Now, I want to twist this title just a little bit because that's the basic principle all day long. Make sure that what you have and what you own makes income for you. But here, I want to tweak this a little bit. I want to apply it to our relationships and everything else that we do. I left my former church because I felt like I was no longer an asset to the ministry. So here's my question. If you look at every relationship in your life, is that relationship an asset? Is it producing a benefit for you? Or is it a liability? Is it taking away from you being the best that you can be? The relationship you have with the people in your life, is it an asset or is it a liability? I've gotten to the place in my life where if I have to call you all the time, if I've got to come visit you all the time, if I've got to check on you first all the time, if I have to do everything and initiate everything, then that relationship is no longer an asset. And as a Better Life Coach, I want to help people because I'm helping my own self. I want you to quantify your relationships. I've got some relationships that used to be assets, and now they're liabilities. So I limit my time with those people, not because I don't love them, not because I don't care about them, but because they no longer produce a positive benefit in my life. Now, does that mean that everything is always positive? No. But I'm speaking of the overall effect of that relationship. So if it's a back and forth mutual two-way street and it's pretty much positive most of the time, great, I would count that as an asset. But if you're always stressed, if you're always helping, if you're always reaching out, if you're reaching out to the point where you're inconveniencing yourself, then I would also venture to say that that relationship is no longer an asset, but it's a liability. So it goes back to my initial statement, asset or liability, which one are you? I look at almost every relationship in my life, and I have weeded out my circle, so to speak. I've shrunk my circle, so to speak, so that I can only be assets to people as much as humanly possible. I just want you to get better and to have better. Because remember, life is pretty good, but a better life is best. Blessings to you.